It's a big day.
Okay.
It's a big day on here on WIP, and maybe, just maybe, the people and the host in the station will convince Jason Kelce to come back. And to get in, 215-592-9494, where you at with Jason Kelce? And where I'm kind of at, Ike, and I know that it seems like every single day we talk about Jason Kelce. Is he going to retire? Is he not going to retire? It feels like we're doing that little sunflower thing where it's like, today, does he love me? Does he love me not?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Kelce obviously loves us. He loves Philadelphia. He loves being an Eagle. But off of the Hassan Reddick conversation that we had yesterday and where I kind of feel that this thing is going, I think it's time to let Jason Kelce go. Had a good run, all-time Eagle, a Mount Rushmore Eagle. But I think it's time to let him go. Let him go enjoy retirement and step away from the Eagles. Like, where are you at on Jason Kelce Appreciation Day? Is it time to let Jason Kelce go?
No, not at all. And I've been saying this, and I'll continue to say this, and I hope the Eagles hear me loud and clear. If you're talking about contending for a championship next year, how are you a better team if Jason Kelce is not here?
You're not a better team.
Yeah, so then that doesn't register with me then. And as far as I'm concerned, what the Eagles should be doing and what I would want them to do is to exhaust all possibilities that gives them the best chance to put the best roster on the field of that would give them the best chance to be in the championship game next year. Like, that's what the objective should be. That's what I would want the objective to be. That's why my stance on Hassan Reddick was what it was. That's why my stance on not trading A.J. Brown for Patrick Surtain was my stance, because losing those players decreases my chances of being in that game Sunday. It doesn't increase my chances. Now, if you're going to tell me you're going to move on from some players of this caliber and then you're going to go out and sign players or trade for players that can replace those players, then I'm willing to listen to that. And then I'll retract and I'll say, you know what, I was wrong. We moved on from some guys, but we replaced them with equal talent, if not better talent, where you can at least have it past next year. But right now, I'm locked in on 2024. I don't want to wait to 25, 26. I don't want to wait that long. Now, if they tell me that's what we have to do, then every other move this offseason should resemble that. That means we shouldn't be bringing back any of the older guys. Love them all. Move on from them. Don't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Right.
With these guys. Because as far as I'm concerned, none of those guys, and all due respect to all of them, they didn't play at the level of this guy. This guy played at the level of the best player at his position in the entire league. First team All-Pro. That's what Jason Kelce was last year.
He's still great. I mean,
yes.
There's no doubt about it. He's still a great player.
He didn't miss games. Was he perfect? No, he wasn't perfect. But he was the best at his position at 36. And at the end of the season, I didn't see any slippage. I didn't see anywhere where it says physically he just doesn't have it anymore. And even when you listen to him talk, it doesn't sound like physical. The physical aspect of the game is the deciding factor in him playing. I don't know what the deciding factor will be, but boy, it doesn't seem like it boils down to I can't play the game anymore. He literally said that if I play next year, it'll be because I want to play next year.
Correct.
So that lets you know that I can still do it if I want to do it. To me, it's up to the Eagles to convince him to want to do it. Now, we're here today to convince him.
The people?
The people are here today. Shout out to all the people that have called up to try to convince Jason Kelce to continue to play. I'm totally disappointed in a lot of my coworkers.
What are you disappointed in?
Well, they haven't done necessarily the job that I think should be done to try to convince Jason Kelce to play.
They haven't done enough?
No, they have not done enough. I got the morning show that's flip-flopping, and they don't know where they want to go.
They're comparing the Doc on this
Comparing
day?
to Brian Dawkins. Like, what are we trying to do? It's like you're trying to pick between your kids. So which one do you love more? Yeah, you may take that to your grave if you know which one you love more, but you don't say it publicly. What do you mean, which one, Jason Kelce or Brian Dawkins? Like,
we don't need to divide. We don't need to divide.
I got people calling up here besmirching the great Brian Dawkins name because of recency bias. Stop it. They're both beloved.
They are.
They are, equally.
And they're both on the Eagles' Mount Rushmore.
Yes, I would agree with that.
By the way, when we say Eagles Mount Rushmore, it means It's hard for people to sometimes explain, but a guy that's an Eagle. You know what I mean? Like, is Reggie White a Packer? Or is he more of an Eagle? Like, we know what a true Eagle is. Jeremiah Trotter is an Eagle. Ike Reese, Eagle.
Did you just question whether or not Reggie White is an Eagle?
Well, is he?
Yes, he's an Eagle.
I don't know. I'm talking about pure Eagles. Pure Eagles. Whether or not Reggie White's on there. Great player.
I'm not going to do this with you today.
Great player.
Well, we know the greatest.
Yeah, the greatest.
Yes.
Maybe the greatest player. Is obviously the greatest player in Eagles history.
Yes.
Is he a true Eagle? 215.
Are you going to run this take by Merrill at 3?
I was thinking about it.
I'm sure that'll go over great.
By the way, Buzz broke the news. Merrill Reese joined the program at 3 o'clock. Looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm sure he's looking forward to that now.
Yeah, well, no, he's going to have a great time.
Questioning Reggie White.
Well, it's not questioning Reggie White's greatness. It's questioning if he's an Eagle.
Well, yeah, I know what I know. You know what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. 215
Either way.
215-592-9494. I understand your disappointment in your colleagues here, and it's fair to be disappointed in them because it's a disappointing group of people. But they're right on this. Like, I don't want this to be perceived as I don't like Jason Kelce, because I love Jason Kelce, and he's one of my favorite Eagles, and all that stuff. I don't need this showing up on an Amazon documentary, acting like I don't like Jason Kelce, because I do love Jason Kelce. And if he was back with the Eagles next year, I'm not going to be mad about it. I would never be mad about it.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I would not be mad about it. I just think it's time to let Jason Kelce go. And the main reason why is because I don't think next year's a Super Bowl season. And I think he would regret coming back. I think he would regret coming back in a year where, listen, we can say they think they can be in the Super Bowl next year. It feels like a
Why can't they be in the Super Bowl?
Because they stink on defense. Like, they can't get a stop. I know the Niners were just there or whatever, and like maybe they have a step back season next year. They have to do so much on that side of the football.
Then do it.
They can't fix all the holes in one offseason. I'm sorry. They can't do it. So, like, maybe they could be back in there, but I think more likely than not they won't be. And it reminds me of when Brady came back. Like, Brady should have just gone out with the Super Bowl. And I think he regretted coming back another season. Now, I don't think Jason's marriage is at stake here like Tom's was, but I think Tom Brady regretted coming back for that extra year.
Well, he should have regretted it.
And I feel like Jason would do the same. Like, man, I'm coming back. You know, I'm playing. I'm laying my body on the line. And what are we gonna do? Hopefully, make the playoffs. Maybe get out of the first round. Obviously, when you're in the throes of it, you can't think that way. But I feel like at the end of it all, like, I came back, put my body on the line for what, a 10-9 win season?
I'd be surprised if they were a 10-9 win team next year. To me, that
you still think they're in the 11s?
Yeah, well, that would be. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that Howie's got a lot of work to do. I think he's going to do that. The last thing he wants to do is to have consecutive disappointing seasons. So even though they finished 11-6 and made the playoffs, the feeling of the season isn't where the Eagles want to be, ideally. They want to have people feeling good about this football team. And you're talking about players that are leaving or that could be gone that, you know what, if you decide, well, I'm just going to let these guys walk and we're going to go draft guys and sort of start over, I don't know what next season's feeling is. And I tell you what, it puts an awful lot of pressure on number one.
It does, sure.
So when you don't have much going for yourselves defensively from a playmaker standpoint, and now we're talking about leadership offensively, one of your voices on that side of the football won't be there for Jalen Hurts to lean on, for Nick Sirianni to lean on. Do you really want Nick Sirianni to be successful next year?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm talking to the Eagles. Do they really? If he's the head coach, I don't understand why you wouldn't want Nick Sirianni to be successful. Why wouldn't you want to arm him with the best players possible, with the best coaching possible? If you didn't want him to be successful, then why not just move on from him? That makes no sense to me. So bringing him back says you want him to be the head coach here. Well, then you need to arm him with the best players that are afforded, that you can get. That means keeping Hassan Reddick, making him happy. That means trying to get Jason Kelce to come back. That means exploring trades like Patrick Surtain with the number 22 overall pick.
What about Fletch?
Fletcher, here's the thing with Fletch. Fletch is a rotational player. He's not an every down player. Jason Kelce is an every down player. So if you're moving on from guys that are rotational players and as opposed to paying them $13, $14 million, I'm okay with that. I understand that. If you're going to bring these guys back and pay them like backups, $5 million, okay, so now money can go elsewhere, that's fine. But Jason Kelce is an every down player. He's out there helping with protection. He's a big part of your running game.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yes.
So he's worth the money that he gets paid at that position because his value is higher.
And I guess the biggest thing that we differentiate on is, like, I am of the mindset of 2025 and on. You are still in 2024.
Yeah.
Like, I
might not be here in 2025. I don't have time to wait for 2025.
It's a year and a half. But, I mean, at some point you got to find the next group of guys. And, whether, like, Jason, if he comes back, it's really only going to be for next year. I mean, we could play the game that he's going to keep doing this every single offseason.
Okay, that's fine.
It's probably just next year. But we have to start finding the next group here, because even if it's just 1 year, it's just 1 year in a year that I don't think is a Super Bowl year. So we got to find if the kids can play. You drafted Cam Jurgens in the second round. This will be the third year he's moving to right guard for Jason Kelce. Like, you got to find new leaders. And plus, the $14 million.
Are you trying to win next year? See, you aren't.
No.
And that's why I can understand your logic from where you're coming from. We're not on the same page with that. So we're on different pages with that. You got a different agenda than I do. You're ready to hit the reset button, start over, do that, and that's why you're okay with these moves. I'm not. That's not what I want to do right now. I want to go try to win right now. How long am I going to have Darius Slay, Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson? These guys may be gone in another year. So I need to try to win right now with them. I just threw away a season at the end of the year. If we weren't going for it next year, then we should have moved on from Nick Sirianni. I don't understand the purpose of bringing him back.
Yeah, I guess it's to see how he does in the CEO role with the new coordinator.
And are we trying to win or not? You can't ask him to go out there and make you a gourmet meal when you're asking him to shop at Dollar Tree. No offense to Dollar Tree. I'm just saying.
I don't think they're a sponsor.
Well, I'm just saying, no offense. I do go there for my snacks and things of that nature.
I mean, it's in the name. It's $1 items.
Yes,
yeah.
listen, I don't have
False
a problem with it.
advertising.
Believe me, I'll never be above Dollar Tree. I'm just saying, my family can't expect me to cook a gourmet meal if I'm shopping out of Dollar Tree. Okay? Let me move on from that on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying, I can't expect Nick Sirianni to be a winning coach and get me close to a Super Bowl to where I'm satisfied with it. The guy goes 9-8 next year, and you all are going to want to fire him. Everybody's going to want to fire the guy next year. But yet still, we're okay with letting Hassan Reddick go trade him for draft picks. We'll let Jason Kelce retire, go with Cam Jurgens, go with all these unknowns, and then we're going to blame the coach next year so we can fire him.
See how he does.
Yes. What would be your expectations for him that wouldn't get him fired?
A playoff win.
You want him to go win a damn playoff game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, there's enough here. 215-592.
There's enough here.
9494 is how you get in. Is it time to let Jason Kelce go? What do you want the Eagles to do here? Well, it's really Jason's decision. Where are you at with the
I don't
Jason?
know about that. Something does make me wonder whether or not the Eagles want Jason Kelce back. What do you mean? Either, when you're the Eagles, you don't sit back and say, you know what? Either he comes back or he doesn't. Jason Kelce, okay.
I don't know.
Either you want him back or you're saying, you know what? I hope he does retire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if that's a great idea. They should be wanting Jason Kelce back. That's the point that I'm making.